So last week during the controversy of the Battlefront 2 loot crates and microtransactions, and then the microtransactions eventually being removed and you weren't able to purchase loot crates anymore through microtransactions, Belgium's Gaming Commission launched an investigation on loot boxes, and they looked at Overwatch and they looked at Battlefront 2, and what they wanted to determine was whether these loot boxes create an addiction and whether they constitute as gaming. Now today they came up with a verdict, and that verdict is that yes, they do constitute as gaming. So here's what the Belgium's Gaming Commission had to say, as well as the Minister of Justice Koen Geens. So they said that the mixing of money and addiction is gambling, and that mixing gambling and gaming, especially at a young age, is dangerous for the mental health of the child. Now, they didn't just stop there. The Minister of Justice wants to see microtransactions for loot boxes where you don't know what you're getting in them is banned all across Europe. However, they also came back and said that microtransactions are okay for gaming. Microtransactions were for season passes where you get more content, where you get more maps, or you get more skins, but you know what you're getting before you purchase them are okay. What they don't like is when you're purchasing a loot box hoping to get that rare item or something that will improve your character, will improve the game, will improve the look of your character, or just anything where you have no idea what you're getting in these loot boxes will be banned from Europe and from Belgium. Now, this is a big verdict, I think, in my opinion, because this comes right after EA messed up royally with their loot boxes and with their microtransactions, and people stepped up and voiced their displeasure, and EA had to come out, apologize, and reverse what they had initially in the game. This comes right at that time, and it brings so much attention to loot boxes and gaming, to microtransactions, and to how gamers in general with these loot boxes are kind of getting taken advantage of. Now, it wouldn't be a huge deal if this wasn't hitting the mainstream media, because the EA Battlefront 2 stuff has been hitting the mainstream media, and people who know nothing about gaming and news outlets who don't specialize in gaming are talking about it, and that's huge because it's going to bring attention to this issue, and hopefully this investigation in Belgium will rub off on the rest of Europe. It's already rubbing off on the Netherlands because the Netherlands are conducting a investigation of their own on this, and I'm sure since Belgium came up with the verdict that loot boxes that you don't know what you're getting in them constitutes as gambling, I'm sure the Netherlands will come up with a similar verdict to Belgium's. And if this eventually spreads all across Europe, companies will not be able to sell games with these loot boxes in them. They're going to have to remove them from games that they sell in Europe, which will in turn discourage them from wanting to put resources and put time and put employees in charge of creating loot boxes and creating items for these loot boxes, and will hopefully get them removed from games totally. And possibly here in North America, the government may be looking into it if they see that Europe's looking into it, and that they see that they are seeing effects that these loot boxes are having on children, and they're creating addiction, and it constitutes as gambling. So you never know, this could really spread like wildfire across the world, across where video games are sold. And for myself, as a gamer who dislikes loot boxes, who dislikes microtransactions in general, hopes that this occurs. My hope from here on out right now with games coming out is that they see the example of EA and they see these investigations that are going on around the world, and they take note and they don't continue to make the same mistakes. Now, for example, Call of Duty World War II is coming out with their loot crates, and there has been leaks that there will be weapons loot crates as well as cosmetic loot crates and other loot crates that you can get, but there will be a weapons loot crate where you can get different weapons from purchasing loot crates. And to me, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like you're going to be getting weapons that are going to increase your strength in the game, how good you are, how good your guns are. And if they do that, that will be terrible, because I'm having a great time. Like I said, we'll Call of Duty World War II, and a lot of people are. And if they release weapons loot crates, that will probably ruin the game a little bit. But if they release a weapons loot crate where you get guns that are already similar to the guns that you can already use, there's no advantage of using these guns you get in the loot crates. Like, you're not going to have better accuracy, you're not going to have more power straight out of the box, you're not going to have faster reloads or anything like crazy like that ruins the balance of the game, is okay. It's not a big deal as long as they keep everybody on even terms and these loot boxes don't actually affect the balance of the game. But if we go back and look at this investigation, these loot boxes will create addiction, especially with weapons loot crates, because kids and even adults will want to open up weapons loot crates to see what weapons they get next. But that's just what I think on this topic. I think it's awesome that this investigation occurred and that they came to the verdict that it does constitute as gambling. Hopefully this will slowly start to siphon out loot boxes from games. We won't have another controversy like we have with Battlefront 2. And when we purchase a game for the full price, we get the entire game. We get an even playing field. And someone who purchases the $60 game can play against someone who spent hundreds of dollars on the game and be on the same even playing field as that person. That's just what I think. I would love to know what you guys think about this investigation and about this verdict. Are you happy that they came up with this verdict that loot boxes do constitute as gaming? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.